Yes, people, welcome to Man Knows Football. You're here with myself, Goonie. After another loss, man, this time Southampton at home. And before this game, I said something and I stand by it. Today was not the day for Potter to be leaving Stamford Bridge with nothing less than 3 points. Anything outside of that was completely unacceptable. And today, Younes, especially the first half, that to me, my friend, was Lizzo riding on top of a camel. And you know what that spells? Broke the camel's back for me, bro. Absolutely broke it into two pieces. Like that. 20th placed, Southampton. Or relegation fighting. Right now, my head is still hot. I don't care where they are in the table. I've been screaming, balance this, balance that, DM this, DM that, give him time, shit show, injuries and this and that. But today, the team that I saw out there was enough to beat Southampton comfortably. 2-3 goals. We should have been out of sight first half. And this is the first time I'll ever say this. This is the first time I've ever said this. And the people them in my comments know this is the first time I've ever said this. If Thomas Tuchel was in this situation now, we're not losing or drawing today. In this particular situation, before today, 2 wins in 14. Not today. Not against this Southampton team. I'm sorry. And you know what it was for me, Younes? Not a single player looked like they knew what they were doing. No. And for the first time today, I'm not even going to pick out individual performances because it's beyond that.
Yeah, it is.
It's gone beyond that. I don't care how badly certain players played, and some people, if they want to say this player, but I don't care. It's not about that right now. It's about the black and white principle of the fact that Chelsea Football Club, who haven't won a game or average at like 1 win a month, we need to be winning now. Look, this is where we are right now. Here, right here. This is where we are. It could be worse than this. It can actually be worse than this, people.
Oh, it is. In my eyes, it is. Because at least in that 15-16 season, there were things happening off the pitch that you knew were causing a complete raucous within the squad and within the team, within the club, the whole dynamic. When the whole thing with the doctor happened and everything started going south from there, relationships started getting broken, it affects, you know? We were champions and we went into that season, everything just plummeted. So this is why I'm saying this season's worse, man. Because there's every single excuse there was leading up to this point has been ticked off, up until today. We've had everything at our disposal against, and I said this in my review, man, the way you put it was perfect, but bottom of the league, managerless Southampton at home. It doesn't get worse than that. It can't. You have to go to the Championship to start playing teams of a lesser caliber than that, or in more dire circumstances. It doesn't get less than that, and that's how we perform with new signings. 600 million spent, like all the players that come back from injury. Players voluntarily got rested, despite us now having 7 or 8 days until our next game, when they could have been on the bench as an option for certain circumstances, like we did end up having in like the 75th minute with Aspi, for example. There's all these factors. There's zero excuse for what happened.
Do you know the thing is, yeah? Today, I'm not even going to give it the whole moral victory like I did with Dortmund. Oh, yeah, I saw the positive signs. We just didn't finish. No, I don't care. I don't care who cleared what off the line today. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You win today. Very simple. There was no excuse for it. And today, I said nothing else. I said on Twitter, I'm keeping my mouth shut. There was a lot that I wasn't happy with after half-time as well. Some of the decisions, yeah? But I kept quiet. I said, while there's time on the clock and there's time for us to get a win, I'm going to shut my mouth. But it better not finish like this. Younes, I'm at a stage where I've been patient enough. But there were certain intangibles for me that I was going to be looking out for within this period of patience. Yeah? And that was beating managerless Southampton. And you see the sickening thing for me is you can't defend them with injuries today. I don't want to hear it. Why was Zakaria sat on the bench?
There weren't any. There weren't any injuries.
Why was Reece James out? Why were all these guys out? Why? When the next game is next week, we're in limbo here. This is a precursor to next season. 1 game a week mode. 1 game a week FC, fam.
Bro, we rested players on the back of a Dortmund game where no one actually got injured because, we just want to keep them safe for, next week and Dortmund in a week and a half or 2 weeks. Or I don't get it. At least have them on the bench. Didn't even have them on the bench. But it went beyond that. It went beyond that because what today proved was no matter who was on the pitch or no matter who came on, it was the exact same result. And that's because the entire setup was completely flawed.
Younes,
everything was flawed.
Younes, there's something clear here. There's something that I've just been trying to figure out how to even think around this. But the whole situation at Chelsea right now is completely untenable. It is. The situation with the manager now after this loss, trust is gone completely. Yeah, because
100%.
Even before this game, trust was at its bare minimal. But now you've got people like me saying, yo, this guy, he needs to bounce still. I'm not even going to lie, I'm at a point. I'm at that point, people. And I'm very disappointed that I've got to this point because I like to stand on principles. And my principle was giving every single manager the same conditions I would give a world-class or a beginner with what I saw from this squad. But when I look player for player today on that pitch, and our best fucking player on the pitch afterwards, coming off doing this, it stinks.
Hang on, who did that?
Enzo, bro.
What did he do?
Enzo was like this, it stinks, bro. You didn't see the picture?
I didn't see that.
Enzo was holding up his nose, it stinks, Taras.
Is that after the full-time whistle?
Brother, whenever it was, it doesn't matter. The whole place stank. I think it was, listen, I'm not going to speculate. I think it was after the final whistle. I think it was. But I don't care at what period it was. The whole thing stank, Younes, bro.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong, man. And this is he's just come into the club, right? He's just come into this and he's already understanding like what the hell, how it's all feeling. Well, look, this is the truth, and you hit the nail on the head. I've been saying this for a while, right? That I was worried that this job was too big for him. Okay, and I'm all for, and I think many people are. We want to be able to carry out a quote unquote process, and ride through and see progress and take us to a place where we are playing good football, where we're sustainable, where we're up there competing, even if it doesn't mean we're winning trophies every season, but we're in the conversation because that's where we need to be. That's our level. The standards don't drop. Players are developing. There's a system in place. There's trust. There's a backing the manager, and he's proving that he has a hold on the team. I'd love that. But it's got to be the right guy. And there's got to be some fundamentals that need to be in place that you need to see. And we've not seen it. And the excuses that were there prior, which I understand to an extent, when you're talking about injuries and you're talking about that many out, you're talking about having to bolster in positions, get signings in and whatnot. I get it. As I've said, they've all been ticked off. They've all been ticked off. And it's not a case of this season having to show every single little thing that needs to be completely perfect. But there needs to be an improvement on the back of how we were when we did have those injuries and we didn't have these new players, and there has to be an improvement. Bro, this is the performance we got. We got the worst performance of the season by a mile against, once again, a bottom of the league, managerless Southampton at home. It doesn't compute. It doesn't compute.
I don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
but there's a comment here that's making my blood fucking boil right now. And it's coming from Graham Potter. And
What's he
Royston
saying?
has just said it to me. Big up yourself, Royston. I'm sure there are people out there who think I'm the problem. I'm sure there are people
with
out
pride,
there who
I'll
think
put my
I'm
hand
the
up
problem.
for that.
Are you? Can you please, Graham Potter? What even is that? Where is
Don't
the
worry.
accountability? Like, yo,
Bro, this was the first sign. The first sign that got me worried was his personality. from time ago. The guy he's too calm, bro. Look, there's calm when you know what you're doing,
yeah,
which can look incredible. I'll give an example. Ancelotti.
yeah,
But Ancelotti knows what he's doing. And Ancelotti, 20 years ago, was winning Champions Leagues as a manager with AC Milan and whatnot and doing bits when he was young, right? He was doing bits back then when he was loud and vocal and people maybe weren't old enough to see it. You definitely were. We were probably kids at the time, we remember. But when he was young and he was being a manager at that time,
yeah.
best believe he wasn't as calm as he is now. That comes with age, experience, and respect because of what he's achieved in the game. So there's that. But you can be calm and know what you're doing, and then you can be calm and just look clueless. And you could just see, bro, like, look, Chelsea Football Club has always been a club, at least in the last, even pre-Roman, when you're talking about Vialli, Gullit, all of these guys, right? They had a level of, not just swagger, but there's a level of atmosphere. There's a level of, you know, raucousness. There's a what's the word? I'm trying to look for the word, but you could see personality. You could see that there was a little bit of fight there in the words, in the gestures, in the mentality, all of that. This guy is the calmest guy I think I've ever come across, and in a bad way. And at Chelsea, you cannot operate like that at Chelsea. You just can't. It's not how we function. It's not in our DNA. And I understand, look, there's a difference between being just loud on the touchline and all that for the sake of it. I'm not interested in that. You can be a manager that dictates very attractive football and all of that, and still be a little bit demanding and have that level of authority, you know? On the contrary, you can be quite calm and still play defensive football, which is not what you want to see.
But bro,
there has to be, you can choose however you want us to play and have a style and have a way, no problem. But you need to have that level of authority and control, because this is how it's always been at Chelsea. If you don't come with that, you're going to fail. And that's what first got me worried, man. He was just too nonchalant. And I have to say, I think that 12 million a year, 5-year contract doesn't help. The fact it's 5 years long does not help, because regardless of what happens now, he's getting 60 million pounds.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We're definitely gonna talk about that. And to be fair, it's just hard to keep my head focused and on track for the way this live is supposed to be. Like, my head's fried, bro. First, I gotta say, with the super chats, big up everyone with the super chats. I'm gonna address them soon. It's just that I've got a lot to get off my chest, but I promise I'll come round to them. Big up every single one of you. Big up everybody in here as well, man. Do you know what I mean? Well, I can't see the numbers. I don't know how many we've got in here, but smash up them likes. Appreciate you lot being in here. But yeah, today I'm at a point of, yeah, that's it. I've had it with this manager. I've tried to defend him. I've given him every reason, and it can't happen. But look, the way the first half was set up, so negative. So negative.
Holy shit.
Standing off Southampton so much. Southampton, in fact, they pressed better than us at our home
They
ground.
outperformed us that first half.
They did,
mate.
completely. And you see, when you're at that stage at your home ground, one thing I can accept is being outclassed, but one thing I cannot accept is not giving 100%.
Exactly.
Or just...
Exactly.
If that's Graham Potter's 100%, he's not to be blamed. But that is concerning. That's just, yeah, please.
But I mean, bro, it's in the comments now because I've just read it. But you can see his excuse after the game as to why we played that way in the first half. That tells you everything about him. I said this in my review, mate. Like, look, he's put our level of performance in the first half wasn't great. I think a combination of a few changes, and which was his call, and the week that we've had coming back from the Champions League is always complicated. Why do you think he's saying that? Because the man has never competed in the Champions League in his life. Also, his decisions for resting players was his call, not on the back of injuries. That was his call. He felt like it was the right thing to do. But to come at that as an excuse for that first half tells you everything you need to know.
It's just the fact that as a manager you think we're at the stage where we can rest our luxury players and pick and choose when they play. It's concerning. It's just mental, bruv.
This is what I said earlier, right? What happens if we were playing in 3 or 4 competitions now? We'd be screwed. We'd have to get them out of focus. We'd have to get the academy team in or something. Do you know what I mean? It's the fact that we're having to put an excuse like that on the back of having to play the Premier League with those gaps in place and a Champions League knockout tie, and we're coming out with excuses like that, because of the Champions League, as well as the fact we're having to drop players. If we were playing in 4 competitions, mate, we'd be screwed.
We'd be, bro. If this was the form from the beginning of next season, we'd be out of every competition by Christmas,
easily.
Bruv, listen. I can't even trust Graham Potter with these other players I'm praising right now that are going to be coming to the club. It's a double-edged sword. Since when do you spend 600 million and be this sad, even looking long-term wise with this manager? Because for me, it's not about the immediacy, but it's like, yeah, but what is this, fam? What are you going to do when the full structure's here? Because you can't continue to fail at this rate. It's shocking. You're dropping like a stone from the Empire State Building. Do you know how high that is?
You know what's mad? I don't think, like... I'm trying to think back, right? I don't think that I've been this sure or this concerned or this down on a manager, because we've always had a level of blame for players, right? We've always had.
Yeah, today I'm not having it. I'm not hearing none of the players. Not today. Nope, I'm not hearing none of the players today.
No, but the thing is that we now know and we have confidence that's being addressed. Hence the flipping unbelievable January transfer window we've had. The best January window anyone in world football has ever seen. Yep. Right? So there's no excuse for that. We know that that's being addressed. And in the summer, it will be addressed even further. But even with Lampard, because with Lampard, you just knew, like, the guy's inexperienced. He's inexperienced, bruv. We threw him into,
but Lampard wasn't
a pit of fire. And even he wasn't this bad with a transfer ban.
Brother,
and bringing up kids.
On top of the transfer ban, he lost one of the best players we've ever seen at the football club.
There we are. That as well. So there's a level of, he's not ready. And in the end, we made the right decision having to get rid.
Yeah.
But I've not been this sure in getting rid of a manager since AVB.
Yeah, and bro, listen, do you know why I'm grateful that you brought up Lampard? Because I'm a man about keeping the same energy. We sacked Lampard for less than this. 100%.
Much less.
We sacked him for much less than this. So the standard must stay the same with this manager. I'm going to get through a few super chats because I want to bring up the board because they're not running. Yeah, Todd Boehly and Egbali and these guys, there's questions that are going to be asked after a few of these super chats, 100%. Felix is saying people have lost it with Potter. If the board keeps him, we lose it with the board and Boehly. 3 in 17 is a process at Saints, not Chelsea. Play style
not
is
even a process at the Saints.
Brilliance.
Yeah, no, it's not even a process at the Saints, bruv. They had 5 wins in 13. They got rid of Nathan Jones.
Yeah.
That's Southampton. That's because they're bottom of the league. But that tells you everything you need to know.
I mean, did you see Andre Santos as well today, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I did, man. I kind of felt sorry for him. He's probably happy he's going to Palmeiras. He might have to just find a way to stay there at this rate. But I'm hoping we would have changed things by then. So yeah, he was yawning and all sorts. I don't blame him.
He was. Listen, people today. Yeah, I don't want to hear nothing about Mason Mount. I don't want to hear nothing about Azpilicueta. I don't want to hear nothing about Badia Shile. I don't want to hear nothing about Koulibaly. I don't want to hear nothing about any players that you think had stinkers. At this point, I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I've seen Chelsea Football Club beat teams like this with 50% in the tank. And I'm not even talking the glory days of Lamps and them man there. Not even talking then. No. I'm talking recently within the past 5 years.
Yeah, easily.
So you can't chat to me about none of these I'm sorry, you're not talking to me about these players because you know what it felt like to me? Because you see the substitutions in the second half, yeah? When Dacho came off, because I was just in the kitchen when it happened. I thought immediately he's brought him on for Havertz. This guy's thinking he's gonna bring João Felix more into the attacking spaces, into the final third, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, all of that kind of stuff. He's gonna bring more players into the game. Cool. Then I heard that's not even who he brought him on for. And I'm thinking Datro was playing crazy, but the only reason why I would accept a substitution is if it was for a tactical reason that made sense. And Kai would have been that guy to be letting the other players get forward and create chances that way. And also himself get involved in the chance creation, which we saw from him later on, to be fair, because he did put some on the plate for us to score. But again, I don't even care about all that. I just care about the fact that we didn't get a win. But listen, the board.
Yep.
Todd Boehly and Bedad Egbali in Clear Lake, they have to start making decisions. I've praised them so many times for being cutthroat and just accepting losses. In my head, I want to think these are very smart businessmen and they're billionaires for a very good reason.
100%.
And that there's a clause in this contract with Graham Potter that says if you fall below a certain win percentage, you must sacrifice your compensation if you are then terminated. I really hope that there is. I'm not saying there is. I hope that there is.
Yeah.
Because if we're talking 12 million for how many years? 5 years? Is it?
5 years.
That's 60 M's that we're going to have to cough up. And I don't think
Yep.
they're going to accept amortization when it comes to that type of compensation. Or will they? I don't know. We don't know the terms of these things.
This is the thing. With these new owners, I'm willing to cut slack 100%. They've just walked in. Maybe they've been naive. Maybe they haven't quite understood on a footballing level. On a business level, what they've done maybe makes sense, but on a footballing level, maybe they didn't get it. Maybe they thought, maybe they're trying to think too progressive, which tends to be a mistake of a lot of people nowadays, is to try and think too progressive rather than actually think realistically.
Yeah.
And I think maybe they looked at what he done at Brighton and thought, oh, maybe if this guy has resource and a more, more of a top level club, that he can bring what he was doing there and do good things. That's not really how it works. But I'm thinking that if they do decide to bite the bullet and pull the trigger, then fair enough. Because just take the L. Admit that this was a mistake. It shouldn't have been 5 years. And I think they'll learn that now. You best believe if they do decide to sack Potter, which they should, absolutely after tonight, even if it means an interim. Because at first I was against getting an interim. Yeah. But it can't get worse. So at this point, might as well just get someone in, get Hiddink in for the third time if we have to. Right? He's probably sitting at home somewhere. He's got nothing to do.
Bro, forget Hiddink. We might be brewing in a couple of weeks that we didn't go for Sean Dyche, fam. Yeah, we might be in all them situations there. Hey, big up Quick Save for the super chat. Nice guys finished last. Maybe he would be nice enough to step down. Younes, I'm sorry for not believing you. Fam, the situation is so untenable. It stinks. And I'm seeing, and my brethren were at the game today, yeah? And they're saying the atmosphere after the game was wicked.
Yeah, a couple have said that to me too.
They were saying the atmosphere was wicked, and they have not seen, like, they're not season ticket holders, so they don't go on the regular, but they have been to a lot of games. But they're saying like today it was nuts.
Not that, apparently booing and all of that started before the full-time whistle, like, which is unheard of. The half-time there was booing. Full-time was a flipping hurricane of boos. Like, it was the whole place probably vibrating because of it. Bass. This is why, as you've said, it is untenable. And I've always said this because I don't think people react very much to what a lot of people say online, right? I don't think they do. But the match-going fans have a lot of power.
Look at this comment from 10. Ben Jacobs says that Potter ain't getting sacked. 10, this is the thing. Ben Jacobs is actually... He's somebody that I listen to. Not going to lie. He's somebody, when he says something, I'm not saying he's crystal and he's gospel, because nobody is, but he's one of the ones that I respect. So if I'm hearing that, that's very concerning. Signac says, Younes, I officially want to apologise to you, sir. Potter needs to go. Unforgivable lineup and tactics. Vivel is our last standing saving grace. Sack him now. Now, here, I'm glad you mentioned Vivel, because I've got to ask you now, Younes, was it a mistake hiring the manager before making sure the director of football was in?
I mean, to be honest, we look back in hindsight, it was a mistake sacking Tuchel.
At the time,
this manager conversation shouldn't have happened, right? So there's that. But okay, we still to this day don't know the true details as to what went down behind there, because we know it's not to do with anything on the pitch. Everything that was happening on the pitch was a consequence of what was happening off. Visions apparently were not the same. So if things like that happen, cool. But you have to make sure you hire someone that's elite enough to run this. So at that point, if you do bring in a manager, cool. But you need to have an idea of who you're bringing in as a director. This is the thing. The sporting director role is a big one. So I understand if it takes time. But yeah, the fact it went on for as long as it did, I wouldn't have wanted that. Definitely not.
Someone told me.
And talking about Ben Jacobs very quickly, he did say that it's not thought the losses to Dortmund and Southampton will change Chelsea's faith in Potter. Ownership are still invested in him long term, despite the poor run of form. But we'll wait and see if that's going to be tested, because the game did just end. So we'll see.
The Winter Surfer actually hit me up in my DMs with a couple of interesting quotes from Graham Potter. Big up yourself, Winter Surfer. Thank you for this, bro. Graham Potter and supporters' reaction being fair. After a 1-0 defeat at home, any criticism you get is understandable. We've had a tough period and are integrating young players into the Premier League. When results don't go your way, it's tough. I'm not arrogant enough to say that their opinion isn't worth articulating. I think it's to do with the fans. Isn't worth articulating. My job is to help the team and work through a team period. The truth is, these are all different quotes. The truth is, we took a step back with our performance in the first half. Our response in the second half was good, but it wasn't good enough. Stating the fucking obvious, mate. Yeah, how many weeks in a row are you going to keep doing that? I would say keep doing what he's doing. This is on Graham Potter and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'd say keep doing what he's doing. We had Kai and Raheem coming on, but when you don't score, when you're creating chances, I understand the question. Why wasn't the question obvious to you after Dortmund, you... It's not that time. Don't do it, Goonie. just shut up. Don't do it, bruv. You're not that guy. Don't start saying things like that. I just, sometimes when you're angry and you have to remind yourself as a grown-up, like, brother, just don't. Just shut him out.
No, it's true. You know what the problem is as well? We've decided to hire like half of the backroom staff from Brighton. Like, not just in terms of his own staff, but the club staff. Like, we've raided Brighton of all their personnel up and down the flipping joint. So there's people in place now that, like Paul Winstanley,
Wow.
Who are in places of authority that were at Brighton with him. So it has to come from higher up. This has to come from Boehly and Egbali themselves. If not, it's going to be difficult. It has to be them. And honestly, if they decided to bite the bullet and get rid, even if there is a clause or no clause or condition or whatever in terms of the 60 M's, bro, pay the 60 M's and then we will get that back in player sales or something, bro. We're going to have to, because this can't go on.
How does that affect us FFP-wise? Again, we don't know what the conditions are. If he's terminated, does he have to receive full compensation upon termination, or is it split over an amount of the contract? All of these
depends,
things.
It can be split. It's depending what's set up. It can be split. There have been managers in the past where it's been split, but yeah. I mean, if he wants to know how that all works, just get on the phone to Roman. He'll tell you how that side of the game works. No problem. We've done it enough times.
Yeah. So CFC Blue, I did check Pice's tweets, and those were some of them there as well. I mixed in with the DM from Tan Superman. So thank you very much for that super chat as well, man. Smash the like button, people. Also subscribe if you're new. We're trying to reach that 20k mark. We've got to get to 16 first. Before this video, we was at 250 away. So let's see if we can reach there. A lot of people saying Hansi Flick in. If we've got time, we'll try and fit in some Hansi Flick talk. Younes, how you doing for time, my bro?
About 15 minutes or so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll have some time to talk about Hansi Flick, but smash up that like button, people. Subscribe as well if you're new. Big up to everybody that's in here, man. I don't want. Wow. I don't see a single comment. This is Younes. This is the first time ever, and I'm not saying this for dramatic effect. First time ever.
Yeah.
I've seen zero support for the manager.
Yeah, because it's hit.
None.
As I said, the worst level you could get. The only way it would have been worse if we went down to 10 men.
Todd Boehly could spend 1 billion and it will be the same outcome. The faith is gone. Shot to bits, bruv. You spend Mbappe's James says you spend 300 million and can't beat Southampton. Yeah, these are the questions that got to be asked. Sorry, Younes, gone.
No. It's all come from the fact that we have actually bought players. And even they have had brief impact. And now when it matters and we're playing, as I said, bottom of the league, managerless Southampton at home, it's not worked. It's on the manager, bruv. The way that this game went, and you could see exactly what Southampton were doing, and it was fairly basic. I don't know how we fell for it. It's beyond me, the fact that it was so obvious they were diverting us to the wings constantly, and making sure that midfield had enough bodies in order to win back possession and not allow Felix on the ball. That's it. It was easy, but we done nothing about it.
Younes, I'm at a point.
Manager.
I'm at a point where I don't even know what to say anymore. Cignac says, our emotional, intelligent manager lost a psychological warfare match to a managerless bottom of the league team. I'm laughing to keep from crying. Fam, this is mental.
This is why I'm saying it's key. It's key that you get an elite manager in. And I'm not saying an elite manager of someone that's gone and won everything in the game. It doesn't have to be that, but someone that's experienced some sort of winning. Yeah. Right? You have to have had experience of being able to win where you've been. And then come in and then try and ride forward. It doesn't even have to be you've won the Champions League that'd be nice. But some sort of winning needs to be done, right? Before you end up at a club like Chelsea.
Yeah, that would be great, innit?
And then you can ride the process. At that point, you know there's enough command and there's enough respect for that manager to walk into a club like this with the players that we have and ride a process through and back the manager and go, okay, we know that you have what it takes. We can now go through the entire thing. And then it's up to the players. But to get a manager in that you just know is insufficient. Nah, can't work.
And we're at a stage of, if we sack this guy, are these Hansi Flick? I'm starting to think that there's no smoke without fire, bruv. There's none. There's none. I understand people
games.
saying,
was he there today?
People say, no, he was there for the Dortmund game. He was there for
the game before that.
Yeah, he was there for the game before that. Brother, people were saying, yeah, that he was there for no reason. I don't believe that for a second. I really don't believe that for a single second. I don't know what's happened here.
It's gonna be difficult to be able to get someone proper in. Hansi Flick's probably the only guy. Zidane, you could argue as well. I've got my doubts about them too as well, but definitely much better than Graham Potter. That's for sure, both of them. Regardless if we go down that route or we get an interim until the end of the season, we see our options after the season's done because it's easier to get managers out of their contracts at that point. Then yeah, it's a tough one, but we need to change. We need to change now. If we're looking to salvage something, we need to change.
Younes, is there a way I can see the super chats backstage in YouTube? I've appeared to have lost a few of them, but I know there's a way to get them back.
Oh, you can see them on the video itself. If you get a window with the video playing, you'll see the super chats above the chat window. So you can click on those.
Okay, cool. But yeah, we're at a problem, bro. Listen, I don't even know what we're gonna do because this whole situation with Hansi Flick, he's still with the German national team. Yep. You know what I mean?
That's why it's difficult
Yeah,
to accept club football.
that might take time. Do you know what I mean? Still with the
He
German
has.
national team, and
He would have to probably give up the German team because it's too big of a job. I think you can manage a club where it's not too deep or too peak, too high up.
are we gonna have to pay compensation for that though? That's the problem.
If he leaves the German national team, probably a little bit, but because it's a national job, I'm not expecting it to be massive. However, this goes for all managers that are currently in a job. You would have to probably buy out their contract. So,
Big up everyone that's in here. Ben says Boehly's philosophy ain't working. He should accept the L.
And this is what I was saying earlier. Look, if he pulls the trigger, right, and then we ride until the end of the season with an interim or whoever, I'll respect it because I'll be able to say, okay, you guys are new. You've just come into the sport. You've realized, you've corrected it. Fair enough. No problem. We move. Fair play and respect. That's what I would say. Because they've done an outstanding job in terms of the window, in terms of business. If they make this decision as well, I'm fully behind them.
Yeah, I found them now. Here we go. Exeter 1985 says, the answer for me was when Younes attended a training session and he said Potter was not involved or saying anything. That's being removed from your players. A manager needs to be more hands-on. Thank you very much for the super chat, Exeter 1985 moderator and member as well, man. Thank you for the super chat. But Younes, you were saying from early that you weren't convinced by the entire body language thing, and I'm not gonna lie to you, my brother. You see, with the body language, I wasn't watching that too much, I really wasn't watching that too much because I thought maybe that's how he is. He's just a passive guy, but behind closed doors is where he really shows it. Because with my players, I know this is nowhere near Premier League, but again, over here with the South Bronx United, whenever things were going wrong, I used to try and just hold it down, talk to them at halftime, but there always came a point where it was like, I can't even no more. They have to hear it. They have to know. They've got to see from the sideline some kind of come on. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. You have to. And it can be in a constructive manner. Well, I think people misconstrue that when people ask for emotion, it doesn't mean flipping, throwing glass bottles at the wall and destroying the room into bits. That's not it. You can, lose your mind or lose yourself or raise your voice in a constructive and direct way, with words that have meaning, with words that are going to land with certain players. Doesn't mean raise your voice to the point where the next country can hear you. No.
Yep.
But it means showing authority. What was concerning during that training session that I saw was just Graham Potter separate from the rest of the group and his staff taking charge of the session. Look, you can do that if you're Sir Alex Ferguson. You can do that as we said earlier, if you're Ancelotti. You can do that. No problem. Because the respect is there. You've been there long enough to know that the players understand your role and understand exactly what you demand without you having to even say a word.
Facts.
And when it comes to the sessions, absolutely, you got staff there for a reason. But if you're new, you need to imprint exactly what you're asking for with your staff. And that means you're involved. You're involved with them. You're building those bonds. You're building those relationships. You're doing everything. And this is meant to be a guy with a master's in emotional intelligence. Goes to show, and there's no proverb.
There's none.
Give me someone with common sense instead of someone that's gone to school.
There's that's what I mean. There's none. Younes, listen, if you do need to go anytime soon, just let me know. I'm gonna stay on because there's quite a few super chats that I've still got to get through, and I've got a lot.
I got 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I've got a lot to get off my chest as well, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just going through the super chats with questions directly to you first, and then afterwards I'm going to address everything else. But thank you lot so much for the donations. Really appreciate it with the super chats. Sasuke says, fans need to go after Boehly if he doesn't sack Potter. Well, that's going to be the inevitable, but do you think it's going to get that far, Younes?
If what? Sorry, say that again.
He says, fans need to go after Boehly if he doesn't sack Potter.
On 100%, the pressure needs to be put on. I'm not saying Boehly needs to go. Them lot just bought the club. They're not exactly going to sell tomorrow. We know those definitely ain't going anywhere. You know, it's like when Roman was in charge, and there were some people asking possibly for Roman to sell. Like, you just know it's not happening unless if they want to. But no, the pressure needs to be put on, and these guys need to understand now. This is why I was saying, like, the online fans can be difficult for them to get a point across to the authorities in place, but the match-going fans are the ones that they hear, you know, in person. And tonight's reaction was everything. So that pressure needs to be put on up until when the decision is made.
Do you know how mad this is, big man? Do you know how mad this is, Younes? How mad this is? Matisse has actually messaged me and says, tag me into this video after Younes is gone. I am fuming. Brother,
Definitely do it.
I did not expect this, people. Yeah, Younes just said tag. Younes and Matisse just said tag. Yeah, out of nowhere, and Matisse just come off the top rope, and this is a whole mad thing. This is a whole mad thing today. We've seen it all with the Chelsea fan base. Ryan Wong says,
"No, you know what? If you want, bring him in now. If he's there, bring him in now. We can spend a few minutes before I go."
All right, let me get Ryan Wong super chat out as well, because this one's for you as well, so you can answer him while I say it up here. Younes, I follow you since 100% Chelsea. This is even worse than Villas-Boas. Need your expertise to do a 2.0 after 10 years, man.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, definitely it's needed. I'm there, man. I didn't think I'd be back in a situation. I thought we'd go way past this. I was at that time. I was probably thinking at myself like, yeah, when in 10 years' time, Chelsea will be one of the best teams in the world. We'll be up there with, you know, the way that people look at Bayern Munich and Barca and Real Madrid, and here we are back in the AVB situation. Except AVB is probably better than Graham Potter if I'm crazy enough to say that, which is weird. But AVB's got a European trophy, so
it's mental. Younes, listen, as much as I'd love to have you both on, I can't even do it. But Matisse isn't here yet. Yeah. I can't, because otherwise it's just gonna be.
Let me know when he's here, and then
I'll let you know. But bro, it's
it's definitely needed.
Bro, people are actually living. I ain't seen this ever. Will Mr. Exeter 1985 yet again? Thank you for the super chat. Will Mr. Boehly actually admit that he made the mistake in his choice for manager? And here's the thing, Younes, here's the thing. You see that mistake? If he pulled the trigger and he said, my bad, guys, I jumped the gun a little bit. I didn't really have experience, but it was from the best of heart and I was trying to be fair. You get that one-off blight, but don't ever do that again. Don't ever do that again, because you're allowed to make a mistake once. We have to be fair. Let's not be overcritical.
Of course. I'd have respect if they made that decision. But they don't even have to say anything. They can come up with a statement and go, the results have not been good enough. It cannot continue. We wish Graham and his staff the best in their future endeavors. Thank you very much. Move on to the next guy. I'd be like, you guys now, you know what you're doing now. Welcome to English football. Welcome to exactly how it really runs over here. Now you can run forward and actually get someone in who's going to do a good job with this team. I would respect it 100%.
It's a reality check and a half right now, bro.
Yeah, completely.
Complete reality check and a half, man. Indefinite says, thank you for the super chat. No spine, no charisma, dead tactics, Potter out. Listen, we've all got to that point now. Cignac says, thank you for the super chat again. Newcastle right now shows more fight with 10 men than we did today with 33 players on the bench. I'm done with this beatable manager now. Wow. Hassan Zorbas says, thank you for the super chat as well. Potter to be judged in years, not months. Like a lot to say. Like a lot of just, I ain't seen this before, Younes, bruv. Not from these lot. Like my subscribers, a lot of them, they've been riding and waiting for the patience and just been holding the slaps with me. Yep. Yeah, and now it's just all, you know what? It's dead and buried. Units, that's Matisse in the background. You can hear him. Matisse, I was just explaining I'm not tech savvy enough to bring all three of you in, so you're gonna have to make the tag switch old school WWE style, man.
No worries. Matisse is going to get the finisher on
Yeah,
the 1, 2, 3.
he is. But Younes, my brother, thank you so much for joining. You've been
thank you
great
very
as
much,
usual, bruv. What if it before you go? Let the people them know what you've got coming up, what you've already got up, man.
Review's already out. So after you're done with this, you can catch that. And then I think tomorrow is going to be the fallout from all of this. So yeah, more videos will come out tomorrow, and then throughout the week, whilst there's no football going on except for the other teams playing, I'll give my thoughts. But overall, it's definitely going to be attention on the Chelsea situation. So yeah.
100%. Yeah, 100%. People, you already know, man. I don't need to tell you where to find Younes. The brother's a legend, you get me? But go and listen out for the content already, yeah, for the post-match. I'm sure there's a lot that's been said on that video that hasn't been here, so definitely go and check that out after this live, because we have got Matisse tagging in at the minute. But in the meantime, Younes, big up yourself, my brother. Love as always.
Nice one,
you get
man.
me?
Nice one. Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man. Always.
Matisse, finish it off.
Matisse is in. Big up yourself, Matisse. Thank you for jumping on last minute. Man just came in old school WWF style and said, nah, I'm coming in. I've got to back the ting. I've got some stuff to say. Matisse, fire away, bro. Yeah, even if you disagree with me, you can let me have it with my whole Potter out stance right now. But just go for it, my guy. Go for it.
Bro, I've never been so angry with a manager in one particular match in years, bro. Like, you literally, you did this to yourself. You sacrificed the football match. You sacrificed the football match with that lineup, with that setup, and with what we saw thereafter. I was fuming, brother. I have been very calm up until this point. I have been searching for positives. I'm a person that's very patient, that likes to give everybody their time, that likes to give everybody every stone unturned, is what I said in my defense of just not him as an individual. I've always said I'm not really defending him because I have no loyalties to him.
Yeah.
I have no love to him.
Yeah.
I have no evidence for him, but I would like to see every person given their fair due. My brother, when you're not defending yourself, I can't defend you.
You can't, yeah. It's at that point now, isn't it?
You're not defending yourself, bro. You are literally walking into a ring with your arms down and saying, punch me in my face, please. Punch me. Like, genuinely hit me as hard as you can. I dare you.
And then when
you got hit.
And then when you're being asked by the man afterwards interviewing, so why did you accept that being punched in the face? Why did you let that happen? Well, it's life. You know, these things happen. You've just got to keep your hands down and just accept the blows.
But you know what it is, yeah? I don't blame myself. This is my breaking point. And I'm very, very okay with that. Because I like to give people time. I like to be patient. I want to be sticking by someone for as long as I can. I always have a rule of thumb. For anyone new that comes into Chelsea, I want to give you the one season first. The first season. I always say it with any new player. I say it even for rival players. I want to give you the first season. Because there's always adaptation period. There's ups and downs. There's system, there's transition, there's all of these unknown quantities, things that we don't even see as well behind the scenes. So I always want to give people their time. And then in your second season, in your first full season, if you've come in September, after your summer and your preseason, that's when I'm going to be really onto you, because you've got to now show that you deserve this time.
Yeah.
But when that performance today, it's not even just the result, it's the result with the performance. The result is non-negotiable. I said you must win that match. So when I say you must, I mean you must.
Yep.
Like W settings only, all that banter, it's all nice. But now we're past that now. You must win at home to Southampton. You must. It's inexcusable to come away from that game without a win. That is a managerless bottom of the table Southampton, who have nothing. They have a bit of P&P, a little bit of tech against City in the cup, but you have to beat that team. If you can't beat that team, I cannot in good faith tell my subscribers where the next win is coming from. I cannot sit here and tell you what there is to buy into, because I genuinely don't know where the next 3 points is coming from.
Matisse, there was something that I used to say on my pre-uploads. We look like we can be beaten by any of the other 19 teams. I said that lightheartedly, bro.
Bro, I said
Here we are.
lightheartedly that I think we need to get to 40 points. I said it lightheartedly.
Here we are.
Here we are, bro.
Here we are.
I said it as a joke. We need 40 points. People were like, "Oh, talk about Champions League." I said, "Are you mad?
Are you mad,
Are you
bro?
mad?
What? Champions?
You want me
What?
to talk about Champions League?
We're not, bro. We need to talk about survival. Hey, listen, we get through some of these super chats. Exeter 1985, thank you for the super chat. Some of them I'm not able to read because YouTube has timed them out because you lot have been so generous. I haven't been able to get them all up, but soon I'm going to be able to get them back up on the screen. Exeter says, does Chelsea even have anybody on the board with any football knowledge? It's all business people, no football knowledge people. Well, this is what the recruitment staff is there for. Your Winstanleys, your Christopher Vivels. But remember, these guys didn't make the decision of the manager. The manager was here before they arrived, so we can't hold them accountable for this decision. But it's like I asked Younes, Matisse. Look, this
because I'm about to call Todd myself.
yeah,
I'm telling you.
it's like I said to Younes, Matisse, Jacob as well, even on this super chat. Jacob Chamberlain, thanks for the super chat. Surely Boehly, Badad, and the rest of the hierarchy have some sort of red line. The situation with Potter and the fans seem to have become untenable. Lose to Spurs, and surely he has to go. Those two super chats are linked in pretty well because obviously the first one we've spoken about. You know, the recruitment not making that decision with Graham Potter. But surely, let's start there. So in terms of the recruitment, yeah, should they now be going to Todd Boehly and Egbali with red flags saying, bro, the ship is on fucking fire. Abandon ship, bro. There's going to be no survivors. No heartbeats, no pulse, bro. There's not enough paramedics in here to save everybody if we don't act now.
Bro, we have done everything, bro. We have brought in some Navy SEALs, motivational speaking, other sport talking. We have done everything we can, brother, for these 3 points, bro. We have done everything for these 3 points. I don't understand what more we need to do for these 3 points. What more do we have to do, bro? Is 3 points that hard to come by? And I love what you said earlier because you said there better be a clause in his contract for an exit. Because like you said, and I said it on my channel, I asked him to please resign in my title. Because if I say sack him, I have to have a solution. I'm a person that deals with, if I have a problem, I have to have a solution. If I have a problem, I have to have a solution, bro. That's how I operate. I don't come with problems with no solution because otherwise it's not a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? So for me, I said, please resign in my title because I don't know if we have the financial capabilities to sack you. So I need you to have a bit of pride of London.
Yeah,
walk because we can't afford to sack your ass. You got 60 million M's on your head. And on top of that, like you said, his whole coaching regime, the assistant manager Bruno, the head of recruitment, Kyle, all of these guys are paid and they're all for him. So it's like, I can't say sack him because I don't know if we have the financial facilities because I don't know if there's any exit clauses in these contracts. And on top of that, I have not got a manager. When I'm back in a situation, I can't even say I'm backing him because I don't even know him like that. I don't know you like that.
You don't know you like that. No one does.
But I thought, you know what? I was like you. I said, okay, there's some positives to you in terms of your coaching record at Brighton and Ostersons. I'm not sure about the character, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll ditch the character. It's not necessary. Not every elite manager maybe has to be combustible. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go as we just one day at a time, one game at a time. One game at a time. Let's just let's persist. Let's try. But I don't have any more trying left in me, bro. And I don't have any exit strategy. People talk, I'm not going to just give you names like Flick. He's with Germany. He is, the next Euros, I believe, is in Germany. He just got through a World Cup. I can't give you Enrique. I'm not sure. Bro, I'm not just going to be this person that just throws names out because when I give a name, I take that personally now. Ever since the Lukaku thing, I'm a changed man, brother. I learned my lesson. Do you know what I'm saying with this Lukaku thing? People will say you're a bit more hesitant. Yeah, you're damn right I am. Because I'm going to make sure anything that comes out of my mouth, I'm going to firmly hope that it's pretty spot on. Or I'm going to try to be as spot on as possible. After that Lukaku shit, I'm not trying to play games with this whole giving opinions thing. So when I say I'm not sure, I'm not fucking sure. I wasn't sure on Mudryk because I don't know him like that. I'm
Yeah,
not sure
same.
on Madueke because I'm not knowing him like that. I'm watching other leagues. I'm trying to watch as many other games as possible on these watch-alongs so I can come with knowledge. Because if I don't know you like that, I'm not vouching for you. I hope that you do well. I give you potential points, and that's about it. I know Felix, cool, I'm good with you. I know Enzo, cool, I'm good with you. If I don't know you like that, I'm not giving you my stripes. But what I will say is that I'm not sure who you can just bring in. I don't know what to do, my brother. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I never wanted Tuchel sacked.
We're in a whole...
I never wanted Tuchel sacked. I was getting pretty annoyed with Tuchel with playing Gallagher in a double pivot, but I never wanted him sacked. But I understood it because I said, you know what, cool. People can't work together. If they can't work together, then it's not going to work. We have to move on. I'm not gonna slaughter you for it. But that was one of my favorite managers from.
It was the timing for me for Tuchel that I didn't like, because I saw that coming. A lot of people, I saw that coming. The relationship between
performances
the board,
were poor. They were bad.
Performances weren't working out. But this
is something else.
This is unacceptable.
When we sacked him, we were 5th, I believe. We were 5th and 4 points off the top 4, something like that.
And now we're not even at 40 points yet, and we're in February.
We're not even at, bruv.
Greg, big up for the super chat. Greg says, anyone given Potter more time is a bad person. He's just going straight at your character now. It's like, bro, you want to give Potter more time, you're just a bad person. You're a bad man. Alhambra, thank you for the super chat. A true test of a manager is ensuring a bad loss is only a blip and not beginning of a disaster. I was Potter out after Brighton, Arsenal and Newcastle games. Standards have hit the floor. Brighton is our model. Alhambra, I'm not going to lie. You see, with Graham Potter coming in and the recruitment team, I was thinking with what they done at the level that they were, that was brilliant. And they had definitely, for me, earned enough credit in the bank to come in and at least try a thing. Obviously, we was never going to be sure that it was going to work out. And once again, I'll say, they were not my first choice. Those that know, I said if Tuchel gets sacked, Hansi Flick is my first choice at that time. Yeah, that was my first choice.
Do you know what it is for me? Yeah, I was so not Tuchel out that I didn't have a replacement. You see me, yeah, I don't have a replacement for someone until I want you gone.
I saw the writing on the thing is that I saw the writing on the wall. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing.
But for me, it's like I wasn't there yet. So I was like, I don't have a replacement. I remember saying that at the time, people saying, what's your replacement? I said, brother, I'm not Tuchel out, so I don't have a replacement. I don't have one. I'm getting pretty pissed with these results, 100%. I don't like some of the decisions he made in the window, even though he didn't want to be in that position. You still got to act right in terms of your recruitment in some capacity, Gallagher and whatnot. But now I'm like, bruv, I'm lost for words. Someone said it in the chat, lost for words, bro. He played Mason Mount as a fucking striker, bro. What more? Like, what am I to do with that, bro?
And you took one off at half time.
Bruv, he played Mount as a striker. Is he taking the piss?
Did you see
who does that?
Bro. Did you see the body? The entire team was looking at this like, this is madness, bro. I was saying to Younes, Enzo was putting up this. Did you see that? The stinker thing that Enzo was doing.
I haven't seen it, bro.
Saying
no one Mason Mount went up front, yeah. That's when I said, you know what, cool. Now you don't care anymore. So why am I gonna come here on all these platties and try and reason with you? You don't care. You can't do that. It's inexcusable, bro. In a must-win game, we started resting players. For who?
It's crazy.
For what? Brother, who rests players in a must-win game? It's a home game against Southampton. We have no right to be arrogant. We have no right to expect a win. We are and have been poor overall under Potter. We've seen signs here and there. We're trying to make gradual progression. I tried to split up the no win in 13-14 because I said it's a new team. And I feel like I'm judging him now based on the tools at his disposal. I'm not interested in what he was doing prior. But today we go back to normal. Trevor Chalobah was much better before Reece James came back. He was much better than Aspie at right back. So can we get Trevor back at right back? No, he goes with Aspie, right? Hope Aspie's okay. Goes with Aspie. He plays Mason Mount on the wing. Why? He's not a winger. Didn't contribute shit. Then moved him up front. Again, not a striker. Went up for the header, missed it. waste of time. I can't be. I'm not criticizing Mount for that. I didn't even have him in my team, but I'm not. Right, you didn't play him in his position. What's the point?
Matisse, I've said all stream. I don't want to hear none of the players being blamed for anything.
Bro. I'm not interested. Bro.
Regardless, you could have had an absolute stink fest today. You could have had a Cucurella fest today. Yeah, from what we've seen from him, I would not have blamed you. Today was entirely on the manager because I cannot look beyond the point. Managerless, bottom of the table, fighting relegation. Now 2 wins in 15 games. I can't look beyond that, bruv. Yeah, it's like you said, he can't save himself. And look, the comments are all saying the same thing. Ben, thanks for the super chat. Boehly's philosophy ain't working. He should accept the L. Bro, listen, that's so techie.
It's easy to accept the L for us.
Yeah.
We don't have to pay that man, you know what I'm saying?
And we don't have to answer to FFP either. Because that's part of it as well that we're not taking into consideration. I love what
you said. You was like, you can't amortize that, bro.
Because you see, when you sack somebody, sometimes the compensation, a lot of the time, you got to pay it up front, bro. You can't amortize that. And that's 60 million
there's no
off the books.
amortizing that, bro. I'm not going to lie, yeah. You see the Heat were about to catch off these rivals? Cool. Fuck it, bro. I'm done. Like, I'm going to just take this Heat and keep it. Because there's nobody. When you go to the panels, the rival shows, when you do your show, yeah, when I do my show, bruv, I'm gonna have to hold this smoke. We are actively talking about sacking a manager that we just hired without a full season he's one of the most highly paid managers on the planet, right? And he's of nowhere near the stature to command such wages. Talk about bringing the wage bill down. You're actively paying this man 12 million a year. Let me ask a question, Goonie. Would he have rejected 9 million a year?
No.
What was he on at Brighton? What was he on at Brighton? What the fuck was he on at Brighton? What was he on?
This is what I'm saying.
Bruv, what wage packet? Bruv, this is what I'm saying with this first window, yeah? And the few months after that where they hired him. Koulibaly, Aubameyang, you know, you've made mistakes, very expensive mistakes. But like you said, I'm willing, and Younes said, I'm willing to accept that there were going to be some L's along the way because you don't know the sport, you don't know the market, you don't have the networking done, you sacked everybody, you're starting afresh. I get it. I'm not expecting a wonderful window to begin with. It's going to be a bit chaotic. January comes along, it actually looks good. We're going in a certain direction. But you gave this man 12 million a year, 60 million over 5. Were you that confident?
More than Arsene Wenger as well,
You're that confident? Like, he's never managed at this level. Even I'm like, we'll see how this goes. Let's give him time. I'm not flying this flag crazily like, yo, he's the next Sir Alex Ferguson. You gonna give him 12 million? Was he gonna reject 8 or 7? Why do that?
No wonder Mace is asking for 350 if those rumors are true, bruv. When you start seeing things like this,
and we wonder why Money Mace is looking for.
When you see things like this, yeah, take the opportunity. I
don't blame him, bro.
His dad is saying to Mace, "Oh, listen, son. You saying this? You saying this fucking shit over at Chelsea? Yeah, this guy's getting paid fucking 12 million a year. Sorry, yeah." Get that 350k. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, all of that stuff. I'm telling you. Black Samurai 1 says. It's time to protest, add pressure onto Todd to act.
I'm not going back outside again.
It's not there yet. It's not at that point yet. But
I'm not doing it, period.
I just think, bro, do you know what it is, yeah? I think they're going to see it for themselves. I really think they're going to see it for themselves. But you see this board, and we was just talking about Hansi Flick. You see this board? Please don't get it twisted. They'll find some kind of way to pay some compensation to Germany and say, listen, let him go. Yeah, we need him right now. And come to the club. Because, boy...
We can't afford... We're going to pay him compensation after we just paid Potter. You know, we paid Potter's compensation. So before we even talk about...
Can't we consult Man City or something, how you can do it on the sly?
Before we even talk about his payout, remember how much he cost. How much did Graham Potter cost people in the chat?
Oh, he had the transfer
was he not like 15, 16, 17 million?
Oh, this is getting worse and worse by the
way. He cost money. Bro. He cost money, bro. Him and his staff cost money. They were like 20 mil, 60. They were like something between 16 to 20 something mil. Low 20s, right? I'm not sure exactly the amount because we're talking about paying for a manager out of his contract. We're talking about paying for an assistant manager and a head of recruitment. I don't know in the nitty gritties, as Younes would say, of this, but this is the magnitude of madness that we're talking about, bro. So now it's 80 mil, yeah, it's 80 mil now for the manager. How many months?
Bro,
Brother.
it's
Brother.
I don't even know what to say at this point, bro.
Brother.
Like we're stuck. We're like, by all logic, by all sensible financial logic, we are stuck with this man. We are stuck with him. We are legitimately stuck with him unless a brave decision's made. And Exeter says, look, Goonie, is there a top manager who would want to come to this mess? Yeah? What kind of... Look, listen, all of the super chats are just saying, just get him out. Luis Enrique and Zidane are out of contract. Just read that one. Prince David says, I've watched Younes for a while and I can see he's upset. I didn't watch the game, but his face says it all for me. Listen, you don't really see me getting upset and flipping out. But here we are. Even Matisse, this is the first time I've ever heard him say this about the manager. I had no idea if he was going to come on and tell me, Goonie, man, should have been stronger. But he's on the same vibe. I haven't seen this. We're all unified that this is the one that destroyed. I just said it. This game was the Lizzo on the camel, bro.
Bro, I compared this fixture to Mourinho's loss at Leicester when he said the players betrayed him. When Lampard lost at Leicester, and I said that was it. That was his last chance. And then he played against Luton, and then he was sacked after that, after the win. And they started doing precaution. They started finding alternatives to him after that Leicester game. He only managed the Luton game and gave Mason Mount captaincy on the last game because he knew he was leaving. Everybody has a breaking point, and it's like Southampton, bottom of the league, managerless, with this talent. And again, we're not asking for trophies. I'm not even asking for Champions League qualification. I'm not even asking for style every game in terms of great football. I'm asking for you to win a game now. Win a game. And this is as easy as it gets. And that's with all due respect to Southampton, because I've seen them against Man City in the Cup and they bopped them. But if you can't beat Southampton at home, then I have nothing for you. No, I can't tell you where you can go, apart from take us into the Championship and get some wins there. You might get 3 points over there if you're looking. And also, the suggestions of Mourinho and of John Terry are not to my liking. They're not.
Yeah, I don't want John Terry. Nope, I don't want them.
I do not want John Terry.
I don't want that sentiment. I don't want that loyalty tax attached to anybody.
I already went through it with Lampard. I'm not doing it again. You see this fan base when there's a legend in charge of that magnitude? Fuck that.
Yeah, they're unhinged.
I'm not doing it again.
There's no reasoning.
Nope. Do not even, bruv. If that happens, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, I might have to look for alternatives.
Hear what I'm saying? Listen. Hear what I'm saying? I'm looking at the next fixtures. We're going to talk about the next fixtures in a second. I'm just going to get through one or two more. Hassan Zorba says, Potter to be judged in years, not months. Just like we were saying, it doesn't look like he's going anywhere realistically. Boy, fam, our fixtures, yeah. We got Tottenham away. We got Leeds at home, who already spanked us at home. But that was under Tommy T, right?
Yep.
And then we got Leicester away, who've kind of picked up some form.
Brother, there's no points. I can't find them. They'll have to surprise me. I can't find these points.
Then we've got Everton at home. Then we've got Aston Villa at home. I don't feel confident about none of these games coming up. So a question needs to be asked here, because remember, Spurs and Leeds are before the Dortmund game at Stamford Bridge. We can't afford to lose those two games. I think he should be sacked after today. I'm not going to lie to you. I think he should walk today.
We can't afford to lose today. You see this whole must-win thing. I'm done. I'm done with it. Today was the breaking.
Yeah, that's it. I want him out.
I genuinely don't care anymore about the rest of the matches, because I just said yesterday we have to win today. Next game must win. Game after that must win. This was must win. This is Southampton at home. If you don't win this game, that is mad. That is mad. So I'm done with all the whole must wins. You lot are gonna have to surprise me with your wherever you're picking up points. Good luck to you. I wish you the best of luck. I'm happy to receive these blessings. But when I said this game was must win, I meant it. This game is must win. After that now, I don't know what's going on. I'm not involved. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just hearing it. Bruv, this was Southampton at home. Today was must win. Today, bruv. I don't care anymore. You see all this next game shit, bruv. Today.
Trust me.
How do you not win this game? I don't understand how you don't win this game, bro.
Oryx Dell says keep the pay Potter and keep pay Potter and hire a new manager instead. Anyway, thank you for the super chat, Oryx Dell, but I don't think we're in a position where we can do that anymore. I really don't. Well, we don't know. Again, it very much depends on the termination agreement between the club and manager and how that's all been set out. These days, there's so many variables and conditions in contracts. Anything that we say is speculation. So we just have to wait and see what's out there. But what's really concerning me, or what could be a smokescreen, is the fact that it's after these losses, almost straight away, the message keeps being regurgitated. We're going to stick by Graham Potter. We're going to stick by this manager regardless of the result. That isn't good news to me in the slightest. Doesn't smell like good news. Because is that how you would be addressing this situation if you knew you had control of the situation? No.
Brother, I'm running the maths here. It's peak.
And remember, within this maths people, yeah, we've also got to factor in a DM, maybe even two midfielders, a goalkeeper, a striker or strikers, and goodness knows what else. Oh yeah, because we're obligated to invest in the stadium as well, or whatever it is, through the conditions that Roman left. Can you help me with the numbers? Because I don't know. Because we'll sacking this guy and that'll be a setback for us in the transfer market. We've already got enough setbacks. No Champions League football, no Europa League football, no trust in the current manager who's there.
Bruv. And on top of it, you see when Felix had a loose touch, I said, fam, I'm so sorry, Joe. I'm so sorry, Joe.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. Now, I'm sorry to everyone, even to the people that I was saying, chill out with the Potter outtakes, man. You lot are too premature. So many different factors are just stopping him from doing this, that, and the other. But today wasn't the day for the excuse. It wasn't. You could get away with having a slight imbalance in that midfield and still come away with a 2 or 3-1. There's only one player on that pitch that would have got into our side from Southampton, and we're looking to sign him. Romeo Lavia. But what about the other 10? Every single game, we make these goalkeepers look like Superman. I rate Gregor's Kobel, but that was a freak performance the other day. Today, Gavin Bazunu, by his standards, he had a good game today. We made man like Perraud. These men don't even kick ball for their international teams, look like world-class centre-backs. Why is it always... Sorry, Matisse, I don't mean to cut you off, but why?
No, cut me.
Why is it always? Why is it always? I see the positive signs. We just weren't scoring goals. And then you come a couple days later, you've rotated the team like stupid, and you've still not addressed the problem. Well, no, you did. You attempted, because you put a striker on the pitch after 45 minutes, who, by the way, as well as he did, I'm not convinced he understood what he was asked to do. And he just said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to put on the street button. I genuinely think he got to a point where he was like, I'm just going to pick up the ball and just do what I feel is necessary, as do a lot of them at a lot of the times.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where we go from here. Bruv.
This football club is funny, man. I can't lie. We are a hilarious bunch. Like, bruv, only us can do this shit, This time last year, we're probably getting sanctioned around about now. or whatever's happening, right? And then here we are, 12 months later. It just never ends, fam. Never will we have peace, bro. Never. Every single year we have something to fucking talk about, bro. I'm telling you. We picked the best club in the world to cover. It's never boring in these streets, bro.
Never.
You see when people think, when people think it's gonna calm down and we go and settle down and be normal for a couple years and just go under the radar. We are main character syndrome. This ownership, the last one, it doesn't matter. We are main character syndrome at all times. We are the headline act. All you other football clubs, you better hold that shit.
Yeah.
Hold that. Because you, man, are just not, you're not us. We are the most important at all times. We are always the talking point. We are the back pages. We are the front pages. We are the main man every time. The rest of you are gonna have to hold that. You're backup dancers. We are this weekend again. Us. We are the weekend.
This can't be true. This can't be true. This can't be true.
I love it, fam. I actually fucking love it. You have to love the chaos, bro. It's so funny.
This surely cannot be true, bro. I'm seeing people are telling me that Matt Law is saying, I've been told there's no change in Chelsea's ball position on Graham Potter. Just still backing him.
I'm not shocked.
Yeah, people, listen. That basically translates to...
We cannot afford.
Yeah, we can't afford to sack him. We're not going back on the decision. We can't admit that it's a mistake as much as we'd like to, because that would be very condescending on the manager. But just accept this shit show and just pray that we make it through to August without being relegated. That's what they're saying. That's exactly what they're saying now. Pray that we just get a win from somewhere. Because I don't know what they're doing in training. I really have no idea. Because at first, it was one or two players that didn't have a touch. Now it's spreading. I'm seeing things from...
It's a disease, bro.
Bro, did you see Raheem Sterling under no pressure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why do you have seashells in your head, bro?
Yeah.
And your touch is like this. My eyes are closed while I'm speaking. Do you know the seashells made me... Bro, I said, I hope one of them... When he hit that touch, I said, I hope one of them slaps you in your eye, you fucking... Bro, everywhere. Mudryk. Big up Alex Goldberg, but please, I beg you, fam, until he bags something, don't call him Slick Rick ever again, because that man was a legend. Fam.
I had to cancel the byline.
Yeah, the Slick Rick thing, you got to hold on, bro. He's not ready for his debut album.
I had to cancel it.
Yeah, he's not ready for the debut album yet. Let him do a couple mixtapes first out here in the streets.
Bro, do you see me, yeah? I'm done with that life, bro. You see hype in the thing. I'm done with it.
I'm not promoting nobody, bro.
Promoting nothing, bro.
Yeah,
unless I know you. You see when João Felix signed, I prayed and I meditated that Chelsea would not ruin him. And I said, no matter what happens to you, brother, I will still rate you just as I did before you came. And I wish you the best of luck with your future and endeavors in the next club, because I rate João Felix. Enzo Fernandez, I wanted him, top midfield target. And I said, brother, you will be a great player. I have no doubts. But you see everybody else, I said, I don't know you. Respectfully.
No idea.
And whatever happens with you, let's see. I hope potential. I don't know you. Yeah? I'm not gassing nobody else up. I'm not doing it. I've got two shirts, João Felix and Enzo. That's the only two players I got on the name on the back. You see Mudryk, love and guidance. I hope you become what you're meant to. You look like you got potential, and that's where I end it. Same with everybody else, bro. I'm not doing this gassing thing no more. All right. I'm done.
Before I read out the Matt Law tweet, there was something that I was supposed to do at the very beginning of this stream that I completely forgot to do. I'm going to do it now. Obviously, we heard the news about Christian Atsu, ex-Chelsea player, did pass away in the terrible earthquake that happened in Turkey. So prayers and thoughts for his family and love as always, bro. You get me? That's a tragedy that's happened. And I was supposed to start the beginning of the stream with this, but it's never too late, man. So love and respect to everybody that's been affected, not just by Atsu, but by the earthquake in general, innit? It's terrible news. But we'll move on to the Matt Law situation. Yeah, he's tweeted here, told no change in Chelsea's board position on Graham Potter. They are still backing him. The bigger immediate. Am I reading this? Matisse, can you translate what this means to me? Because I don't understand.
Message translate,
Hold
Matt
on.
Law. He's
But
English,
yeah,
brother.
yeah. Listen, no, wait. This tweet here. The bigger immediate challenge for Potter is to stop the fans turning on him, and that requires a big and quick upturn in results and performances. I don't like it when people just, bro, you know when people just say the fucking obvious, yeah? And you're talking to us like we're babies and we need to be spoon-fed formula, bro.
No shit.
Sack him. Why is nobody, what is going on here, bro? We can't even sack him. I'm saying sack him, we can't even sack him.
Do you know what it is, with the journalists, unfortunately? I'm going to keep this very, very, very crystal clear. I have seen them hound out Maurizio Sarri. I have seen them turn on managers before with their own reporting and their own style of opinionated reporting. When it comes to Graham Potter, and the same with Frank Lampard, right? Unfortunately, these managers that they might feel a little bit more of an affiliation to, there is no sort of, where's your opinion piece? Huh? Where is it? Do you not have an opinion on this situation? And why am I, do you know what I mean? It's just funny to me, bro. It's just funny to me. There's no consistency in the reporting, bro. There's no consistency.
There's none. There's none.
There's clear favoritism, and it's fine because I know how the game goes. You need to have access to certain individuals, particularly the ones on your British Isles, because they're the ones that are going to remain, right? Maurizio Sarri Fox back off to Italy with his cigarettes. You don't need to worry about this. Same thing happens with the players. The lack of reporting on Cucurella in comparison to you know who.
Yep.
In terms of player abuse.
Yep.
Hey, you didn't hear it from me first. This is common knowledge.
It's common knowledge. Simple. It's a fact.
Simple, bro. But then when you do critique English players or English managers, you're anti-English. Brother, I couldn't give a shit where you're from. I've said it. I'm English.
We sacked Lampard for less. I said this to Younes, bro. We sacked Lampard for less than this, bro.
Nobody cares where they're from. Same with Reece James. Everybody loves him because he's great.
Doesn't matter.
He's great. No one cares, bro.
Bro,
It's tiring, man. It's tiring. It's every day with this shit. It's tiring. It's tiring, man. Absolutely tiring.
We've got over 1.1k people watching in the building. Big up everybody that's joined in. Smash that subscribe button. Help us on our road to 20k people. Bro, today's just been just a horrible day in general, man. Obviously, subscribe to Matisse if you ain't already. Smash that thumbs up as well. Get us up in that algorithm. And you know what else happened today, Matisse, that made me sick to my stomach? If this had happened after we had, if the games were reversed and this had happened in this order, I think I would have projectile vomited, bro. Jorginho.
Yeah. Oh, bro, please. Don't talk about Jorginho.
No, because I've spoken about him so much in such a detrimental regard.
Day, bro, could not be going worse.
Bro, I have to accept. I have to take my L. I have to take it. Today, bro. He just said, Goonie, hold that, you fucking prick. Bosh. That's what he said.
Bosh.
Yeah, bro. As soon as he saw that ball rolling out to him, he saw my round Malteser 8-ball
You and Mike. Yeah? Saw Mike
and he said, fuck you, you prick. Bang. Yeah? Hold that. And for your worst enemy as well. Did you see the celebration too?
Bro, please. I don't want to talk about it.
Did you
I
see
don't want to relive it because I actually defended this man to the high heavens when he was.
Yeah, you're vindicated. You're kind.
It's only when I really felt like it was actually time for him to leave. I said, you know what, it is time for you to leave now. It's time for a refresh in the midfield. I said, you know what, you can go to Arsenal. We are rebuilding, and you're not going in there to start games. And I'm cool with it. Do you know what I'm saying? You want to stay in London? I ain't got no ill will to you. Best love and guidance. I gave him an exit message on Twitter. I said, love and guidance, respect to you, all of the good sweet nuttons. You see that celebration? My heart was broken today. Broken.
For the first time, yeah.
Broken.
I didn't even scream and shout abuse. I sat there and I said, you know what? You can't even say nothing right now, bro, because that finish was disgusting. The only thing that I would say is, where was that for us? Yeah. But you get me. That bygones be bygones.
You don't deserve, bro. We booed him, but Bro, the Stamford Bridge faithful booed him when he was coming on at one point. We don't get that. We don't get the long range screamers. He said, he said, I'm not giving you
I'm
that.
not giving you
That's,
that.
You didn't unlock that.
Yeah.
You see that? You didn't unlock
Yeah.
it. You guys gave me hell. You guys dragged me. You guys dragged me on socials. You guys didn't give me the respect. You guys didn't give me the love. It was very difficult for me. I had to prove you wrong. So I kept that shit for someone else. You see that there? That's not for you. That's for my wife. You were the relationship. You were the relationship. It was a chore. You made it difficult for me. You beat me up. It was domestics. So you see, when I see my wife now, I'm going to give you that long shot. And that's what he did. He said he saved it for his wife.
Slapped it stupid, bro.
I know, it was dumb. It was so
and
dumb.
I've got
bro.
to hold, and I've got to hold that. And then on top of that, flipping Nottingham Forest equalised in the 89th minute or something. Today just gets worse, blood. It just gets worse. We had to witness this. Hey, but fucking Winter Surfer, pick up yourself. Wesley Fofana crossing from right back and Mount up front. Yeah, we were just talking about that. Mason Mount striker.
No words.
No words to defend. You can't defend that. You can't defend that at all. But I don't know. Listen, yeah, I think
Bro,
I'm just...
Sterling was up front at one. Was he up front at one point? Bro, it's all a blur. I don't even remember what happened from. I genuinely don't even remember.
As Piliqueta found himself as the last man receiving the ball and trying to put opportunities away. Yeah, just there like a striker.
Bro, we had Aspilicueta running through the trenches, fam. Man had Aspilicueta in 2023 underlapping runs. Are we mad?
Thinking this guy's Cafu or something crazy, bro. Yeah, this guy. Yeah, but you see that KO that he held.
Bro, that hurt. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, hopefully he is all right. Cause listen,
I was worried with that one.
All jokes aside, that would have been on a UFC show reel, cause it was that clean. Cause everyone heard it. Another thing is, one thing I want to talk about before we go is, did you hear when Mason Mount took the corner? Did you hear the audio? Oh, you were doing a live stream, so you couldn't hear the audio, innit?
Yeah.
Brother, I'm hearing them at the corner flag. Let me know in the chat if you heard it as well on when you was watching the game. Yeah? I was hearing something along the lines of, get out of my club and relegation form. Yeah? I heard them words coming out in the microphone. Them man were not happy, bro. The fans were not, and I'm keep hearing from certain accounts are like, yeah, it's not like that in the stands. We back up. Yeah, I didn't see that today.
Back my bollocks. I told you.
Yeah, you see,
never get into this war between match goers and online. Both is just as bad as each other. Both will cuss and scream. Both will have range of opinions. I said it every time. Whenever match goers are painted to be in this crazy light, I say, what, you think they're not human? You know, it's the same humans that are operating behind the Twitter accounts, the same humans that go to the games. You know, it's the same faceless avies that are on Twitter that trigger people. Some of those faceless avies are actually real people and actually go to the game.
Yeah.
Would you believe, shock, horror, some of the people that they cuss about is the same people that go to, you think none of them go to the game? Some people that actually go to the game don't want anybody to see their face online, so they will make a faceless account. I know grown-ass men that have faceless accounts and actually say, when I met them, yeah, we just trolling. We don't give a fuck. It's just Twitter. It's an opportunity for escapism. That's what people don't understand. Twitter is escapism. Twitter is a place people go to not be themselves at times and to just do whatever they want.
Exactly.
Some people use it as a diary. Some people use it as an escape route to just do whatever the fuck they want with no consequences. And then same people will go as nurses, as doctors into their normal jobs 24/7. Brother, people don't. It's like people think what do you think the world is just? What's this? The match goers are just gonna put up with this, bro. We just lost to Southampton. I'm not surprised. I'm surprised they didn't run onto the pitch and beat everybody up.
Because listen, you see, against West Ham when the little ruckus happened, yeah, was it West Ham? When the ruckus happened, yeah. I was thinking Graham Potter stood there because he thought, you know what, my captains are on the pitch. You let them take care of it. Now I just know that that probably wasn't even the case. He was just too passive, didn't want to get involved, didn't know what to do in that situation. DRB10 says, Goonie, listen, you're my guy, but we need to be patient. DRB10, you're actually a very respectful dude. Like when you leave comments and that. So I hear what you're saying, but at the same time, at this point, I really don't. Cause we're at a stage where today you got to put everything I like to put into context, right? You've been here enough times to know I've stood by Graham Potter even when other accounts are saying they want him out. Matisse has done the same as well. But we're now at a point today. No manager, 20th place, second clean sheet all season they've had today.
Do you know what it is?
And 3 points, he's done out.
Do you know what it is, yeah? Whatever side of the coin you're on, no problem. For me, today he broke me. Today he broke me as a fan. With that setup, with that system, and with that performance, they have broken me. You see this defense? I've caved in. I don't have any defensive structure left, so the goals are going to go in. It's up for you to defend yourself. I'm not defending. I'm standing there on the touchline just like you are, and I'm watching the goals go in. So it's up to you now, unfortunately, to get people like me. If you're still 100%, you're fully focused and you think you can get it done, cool. But it's up to you now to get people back on side, because you can't lose at home to Southampton in 20th place and expect people to just go along with it. You have to get them back on side. So that's up to you. In the coming games, in the coming performances, you have to convince people that it's going in a strong direction. And you have to say that your time is earned and not given. You have to show why the faith has been given to you, why the faith has been, you have to repay it. Because at the moment, you're not repaying it. We haven't won a game in how long? We're still waiting for a win after that performance. So that performance is inexcusable. So I'm not asked. I'm like, bruv, I can't see it after that. You've just taken 2 steps backwards after playing 2 consecutive games, trying to build some patterns, trying to build some sort of cohesive chemistry, and then you've blown it all up in a must-win game where it's a winnable fixture. If you put your strong team out and you keep doing what you've been doing and you keep showing signs and XG and all this, you've decided to just completely just blow that to smithereens and leave that all at the door for a very rotated, weak team in terms of, weak points, not in terms of the player quality, but just in terms of people being out of position, weak points, and just poor, just such a poor team.
Yeah, that's it.
Shit. Everybody saw that team and they knew it was crap team. So now it's up to you. And you have to get the trust back. You have to, you have to get it back.
No, facts. Real Jamil says, thank you for the super chat. The club should refund every single fan who went to that game. I agree. That was a disgraceful display. I'd rather see us play under Villas-Boas at this point. Younes said he hasn't felt like this since Villas-Boas. So I wonder if that's wow. That's is this where we're at? Is this the worst manager since AVB? Because I can't say Frank Lampard is. He actually achieved his target. Under severe handicap, all things considered.
Yeah.
I can't say Sarri is, as much as he was hated.
No, God no. Sarri is nowhere near this conversation. Sarri is nowhere.
Can you even say Rafa Benitez?
Bruv, his win percentage record is there, innit? I can't lie. Make of that what you will. I'm not defending him anymore. So you see, you're asking me for defense. I told you I'm not defending, bro. The goal's there, bro. Take your shots. You see what I'm talking about? You see when people start to ask me these questions, take your shots. I'm not. You chose today not to defend the club because that setup was sackable. That system was sackable. That performance was sackable. So you chose today. You set out with the intentions to fuck up. Unfortunately, that's what I took from your lineup. So I'm not defending you. Now you defend yourself. You put your arms up, you fight, and then I might come and fight for you again. But I'm not fighting. I'm not fighting Goonie because that performance was a fuckery, bro. So I'm not fighting. I'm done fighting, bro.
Bro,
I'm not looking for context anymore. You man, find the stats that you find and run with whatever you run. I don't mind. I'm not interested. That performance was shambolic, bro. Shambolic.
Can we talk about one thing, one last topic before we bring this stream to an end? It's been a long stream as well. You lot don't usually get these over the hour streams with me. So smash the like button for the extra time today at bare minimal, you get me? So make sure you show some love, support as well. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to rise up to 20k, road to 20k right about now. I'll get to this super chat first before we get to the final topic. Hambra, once again, thank you for the super chat. I was at the game, but I left in the 99th minute. Atmosphere horrific. We're close to Benitez vibes. The owners are playing with fire backing him. I've had unanimous, every single person that's told me they've been at Stamford Bridge, have all said today's one of the worst days they've ever experienced at the bridge. And that's several people that I know. And even people I don't know. As you know how it is in this game, bro. You get messages from people on the socials and even people you haven't even heard of. It's like, I watch your shit. I haven't messaged you before, but enough is enough. I can't even take this no more. I was at the bridge and this, I get bare of those messages, bro. Or them tweets or whatever. I even see it in the chat. It's all mad. It's all mad, but obviously we're not going to keep rehashing that. There's one other topic that I want to talk about, and that is the fact that Chelsea's team news keeps getting leaked. 24 hours or so before games. That can't be good. And the obvious question to this is, who the hell is the leak? I saw something on social media with a conversation, again, alleged conversation, because you don't know what's real no more. But apparently the person who has been handing out all of this early transfer news said that it's coming from Trevor Chalobah and that they're mates.
I'm not going to play the blame game.
I'm not. That's why I said allegedly. That's why I said allegedly.
100.
That's why I said allegedly. I'm not saying it's him because that's a dangerous accusation to throw out there. You get me?
100. Dangerous. Because I'm not gonna lie, yeah, leaking team news is a sackable offense.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
If I'm keeping it a buck, yeah, leaking team news is a sackable offense. Whoever is, I was playing with it before because I was like, oh, it's banter, right? We're getting the team news a whole 3-4 hours before we should be. But first of all, it's working against us, whether you like it or not.
Yep.
The team news is given an hour prior to the game for a reason. So whoever's giving that team news out early is making a massive move against the club. So they need to be dealt with accordingly. And also, if you are a Chelsea account, you need to stop reposting it. Because again, you're not helping us. Now, you can take this whatever way which way you want to take it. But what is more important to you? Because at the end of the day, I don't need team news 5 hours a day before kickoff. I don't need it. I don't give a fuck. I can get the team news an hour before the game, know the team, and move on with my life. Why do I need it a day before? Why do I need it 5-6 hours before? What am I going to do with said information? Nothing. So if you think it's wrong, don't retweet it. Don't copy, paste it, put it out.
Yeah.
Leave it to Sam. Leave it to Sam to put on his own account, who's a Manchester United fan, who doesn't give a damn, and stop reposting it, stop regurgitating it, stop making it fly around the ecosystem that is Twitter, because you're not helping us. You are playing against us at that point. You can agree to disagree if you wish. I get the engagement is nice, but in my opinion, it's playing against us. It's a pointless thing to do. We don't need it. And as fans, I don't know why anyone cares really what the team is as opposed to an hour before or 5 hours before.
Exactly.
It's the same reaction you're going to give regardless. You're going to get it anyway, so who cares? That's my stance on it.
And me as a Chelsea fan, right? And obviously I know you do this as well. We're in the strongest positions to capitalize off something of this, but I can assure you, if I was given information like that, I wouldn't even say shit.
Nothing, bro. I don't even ask for information.
I wouldn't say nothing. Yeah, exactly. Facts. It's not for me to know, bruv. Like, let me just see on the day, 100%. A man said talk about Mudryk. Mudryk, listen, today I'm not gonna. The players get away with it today. The players got away with it today, 100%. I'm not going to criticize no players today. Today was entirely on the management and the coaching staff, and they failed. It was a must win. It was an absolute must win, and we failed. But people, I have been here long enough. We need another 10 likes to get to 500. I've just got to ask you to do that for me. I don't think that's asking too much, to be honest, people. It is free. Also, as well, if you want to support the channel a little bit more, hit that join button, hit the super thanks after the video is done as well. That does help. And just in general, smash the thumbs up, man. Leave your thoughts down there after the live is done. Big up everybody that tuned in during the chat. We had over 1,000 people in here. Big up every single one of you. Hopefully every single one of you hit the subscribe button as well if you're not subscribed already. Matisse, let the people them know what you've got up on your channel or what you've got coming up.
My review is out. It ain't for the faint-hearted. I say that. The review is explicit. And then I have an emergency episode of All You Can Eat Chelsea at 10:30 p.m. UK time because it is an emergency. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been running emergencies on Arsenal. It's time to run an emergency on my own club. Tomorrow, I will have a manager meter video. That's right. The manager meter is now in place. If you've played FIFA career mode, you'll know what I mean. Critical. And then there's other levels to this game as well. But right now, we're at critical damage. Red zone. So the manager meter video will come out. I'm going to start exploring alternatives. And I'm not going to just say that I want someone because I don't know. Again, this is the first day that I've really had to think about it. And I really actually have to come to terms with potentially looking for someone else. I'm going to start scouting managers. And then we move on to next week. So, yeah, it is today, 10:30 p.m. emergency, or you can eat Chelsea with Younes and Miz. And yeah, long day.
When you've thought of some potential replacements, yeah, make sure you give me a shout. I ain't been on your platform in a minute, but that's something I would love to talk about with you anyway. I'm not telling you off. Obviously, you're the hardest working man in the game, bro. You get me? And we respect you and you love you for it.
I got Formula One coming soon.
You see what I'm saying? You've got bare things that's going tomorrow. But as for this channel, we're going to be doing some more lives. I've got a live with Lewis as well, Carefree Lewis tomorrow. So make sure you stick around, you subscribe, so you know when these videos are coming out, that notification bell, all of that stuff, people. I can't listen. I'm tired. I'm pissed off. I can barely get my words out right now. I just want to just go to sleep, to be honest with you. But big up everyone that did join us. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the thumbs up, all the comments, all of that stuff. People, yeah, up the Chelsea. For the first time, I'm going to say this. Potter out. Gareth Southgate out.
Jesus Christ.